Now, this is put out by IGN, and as I look into the comment section, I notice that it's incredibly poorly received. And the question is why? Why is it so poorly received? Well, if Sony themselves asked their marketing team to create a bit where a couple of gamers are arguing about the PlayStation and highlighting some of the criticisms, but at the same time they're trying to address and hand wave away the criticisms, this is exactly how it would look like. So the question is, like, why is a completely different company, IGN, which is supposed to be closer to the customer, aka their reader, rather than Sony, why are they acting as if they are hired by Sony themselves in order to push the product? And it's not only this, like if you look at the history of IGN, you will see that they constantly berate gamers and they attack gamers and they insult gamers while cozying up to the guys with the big bucks and pretending to be into social justice and other left-leaning ideologies that champions the poor and the marginalized. And people are noticing this, which is why they dislike IGN. And at the same time, they also do not hire people that are passionate about games, which is why this comes off as cringe. Like, it's not the conversation that two gamers would actually have on Discord.
The PS5 Pro is too expensive. $700? That's crazy. Well, it's actually cheaper than the PS3.
Who cares? I like the conversation. Well, actually, dude, I live in the now, okay? I got bills to pay. I got a hungry kid to feed. The last thing that I care about is like, all right, well, the PlayStation now is $700, but like, let me pull out the stats. Let me ask ChatGPT how much was it back then to justify if I should purchase it now. It's like, well, first of all, back then the economy was different, right? So like the quality of life was different. And secondly, the question is like, why do I need it? Why do I need it? I would be willing to pay $2,000 for it if it justified the cost. Like if it had a lot of exclusives, if it was something mind-blowing, if it was genuinely something capable of changing my life, yeah, sure, I would pay even $2,000 for it. But the way it stands, the new PlayStation is like a watch. You don't really need a wristwatch in 2024, but you get it anyway as an accessory, as a luxury item, so that when someone walks into your house, they can see, oh, that PlayStation looks really nice on the table over there. That's literally it. There's no other reason for any person to buy a PlayStation over a PC.
If you consider inflation, it was $499 in 2006, which is over $770 now. And Sony rightfully got criticized for it. In today's dollars, the PS4 is only $540, and the PS4 Pro is just $520, and the PS5 Pro doesn't even have a disc drive. But it does come with 2 terabytes of storage. Getting that added to the base PS5 right now would cost you over $100. Oh,
is this something that people genuinely complained about? The storage? I mean, 2 terabytes of storage in the PC world is absolutely nothing. Like 2 terabytes of storage isn't that expensive, and if you have a PC, you can upgrade it and you can go even beyond the 2 terabytes of storage. So, you know, like the selling thing of a console now is how many terabytes of storage it has. Like, really? Why don't you talk about the exclusives? Oh, that's right, there aren't any.
Okay, but the PS5 Pro is $200 more than when the base digital PS5 came out. Is there really that much to justify that much of a price increase? The specs are crazy. To get that kind of 8K graphics performance on a PC, you'd probably have to spend more than $1,000 on parts.
See, this argument really blows my mind. Okay, so these are the characters that Western companies are producing nowadays, and you're saying that I need to see them in 8K? Like, they are already an eyesore with the graphics they are. They already cringe to behold. And now you're like, you know what you need? You need to upgrade this in 8K so you can see the cringe actually oozing from your screen. No, but all jokes aside, you know, when I was growing up, there were a couple of games that you would want to improve your rig in order to play and see them better. Like Crysis, for instance. Far Cry used to be one of them. But nowadays, I'm genuinely thinking, like, what games would I actually need to have a better rig in order to see? Because we don't have the Bioshocks anymore. Like we have the Ugly Women, Californian edition, sure. where they're max hagging and they're trying to transition their female characters from female to body type B. But like, other than that, I genuinely cannot think of any game that I would like to see in 8K besides maybe Doom, and that's an old game, right? Now, here's the thing with 8K. Unless you have like a massive monitor, or in the case of a PlayStation, you got like a massive television, and I don't know, you want to play some racing games, or you want to play some soccer games, then okay, fine, I suppose, but it's such a niche thing, it's so over the top that I genuinely do not see the reason to invest in it. Like, with 4K, I get it, you know, like most televisions, they do support 4K, and it does look good. But for 8K, you need a television that's probably double the size of what you have. Like, you need an entire room dedicated for that. And the question is, like, how many people do we have that are like that? Like, how many people have a television the size of an entire wall in order to justify spending this amount of money just to upgrade their console so they can play in 8K? And if you're that rich, at that point, might as well just buy a PC.
I couldn't even tell the difference that much. Who cares about 8K? I can tell the difference. And look, Sony knows most people don't care or...
I love how they're just hand-waving. It's like, oh, I can tell the difference. I am willing to bet he can't. I am willing to bet if I take him in a room and you have like a PlayStation 5, a PlayStation 5 Pro, and an Xbox, and only one of them streams in 8K, the other ones are in 4K, and the televisions are the same size, there's no difference, and you don't tell him which console is which, I am willing to bet that he cannot tell the difference. I would put money on this, that he is not able to tell the difference. But hey, you know, I genuinely wish I would see this experiment. I remember like Linus actually made this experiment, like had people with different monitors, and they were like at different resolutions, and they genuinely couldn't tell the difference. The only time you can tell is if the television is actually massive. That's it.
Or can't afford the PS5 Pro. The PS4 Pro only sold about 13% as many units as the base PS4. It'll probably be the same for this.
So notice how they don't touch on the actual controversy. The first controversy, no exclusives. The second controversy is very bad customer relationships between Sony and their clients. The third one is the massive censorship scandal that PlayStation has mired itself in. And then we also have the fact that now they deleted Concord off of people's consoles. Like, yeah, sure, I know that people cannot play Concord because it's an online game and the servers are down. Like, I get that. But the very fact that they have the ability and they're willing to just delete stuff off your console is quite concerning. Like, why should they be able to do that? The only thing that they should be able to tinker with is with their operating system. Like, oh, they're releasing a new patch, so like they're deleting some files from their operating system and uploading new ones. But they should never have the ability to actually go into your machine and delete a game. They should prevent you from playing. Sure, you know, like if you get a refund, in the rare case where they do allow that, they should be able to be like, well, you refunded the game, so it doesn't work for you. But like the very concept that a company can just get into your console and delete something from there that's yours, and this isn't the first time they're doing it, is very concerning. So, you know, these are the actual controversies that they should talk about. But instead they're talking about stuff that no one cares. It's like, oh yeah, but like back in the day, the inflation, and who cares? This is not how people make purchases. You know, you don't go out and you're like, oh, I would really want to buy this cookie, but like, back in 2013, the cookie costed this much, and now it costs... Shut the fuck up. Let me know what you guys think, though, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.